Hi students, I am Praveen Sebastian Paul. In this lecture, we are discussing the explosions and bombings in the risk management topic of disaster management. So the explosions and bombings remains the most common deliberate cause of disasters involving large number of casualties, especially as instruments of terrorism. These attacks are virtually always directed against the untrained and unsuspecting civilian populations. Unlike the military, civilians are poorly equipped or prepared to handle these severe emotional, logistical, or medical burdens of a sudden large casualty loads and thus are completely vulnerable to terrorist aim. To address the problem to the maximum benefit of mass disaster victims, we must develop collective forethought and a broad-based concerns on triage, and these decisions must reach beyond the hospital emergency department. Explosive devices can be carried by car and people and are easily detonated from a remote locations or by suicide bombers. There are steps we can take to prepare. Some of them are: if we found a suspicious package or letter or any material, first of all, characterize that particular suspicious package. We should identify the characteristic of that particular suspicious package. While inspecting that particular package, is unexpected or from someone we doesn't know. Secondly, has no return address, one that doesn't match the postmark or can't be verified as legitimate, is marked with phrases like personal, confidential, or do not x-ray, has appropriate or unusual labeling such as threatening language, has protruding wires or aluminum foils or strange odors or stains, has excessive postage or packaging material such as masking tape and strings, has unusual weight given its size or its lopsides or oddly shaped, and is not addressed to a specific person. These are the common specific characteristics of a suspicious package. While we are receiving these type of package, we should take additional care for handling these type of suspicious packages. Take these additional steps against possible biological and chemical agents. Those steps are: never sniff or smell the suspicious mail. Place the suspicious envelopes or packages in a plastic bag or some other type of container to prevent anything from leaking out. Leave the room and close the door for section of the area to prevent others from entering. Wash your hands with soap and water to prevent spreading any powder or other chemicals to our face. If we are at work, report the incident to the building security officials or an available supervisor. They should notify the police and other authorities in the right way. List everything in the room or area when the suspicious letter or package was recognized. Give a copy of this list to both the local public health authorities and law enforcement officials for follow-up investigation and advice. And finally, if we are at home, report the incident to the local police department. So these are the additional steps and possible procedures we should take while dealing with a suspicious package or baggage. During an explosion, what we have to do is get under a sturdy table or desk if things are falling around us. When they stop falling, leave quickly, watching for obviously weakened floors and stairways. Do not use the elevators. Stay low if there is smoke. Do not stop to retrieve personal possessions or make phone calls. Check for fire and other hazards. Once we are out, do not stand in front of windows, glass doors, or other potentially hazardous areas. If we are trapped in debris, use a flashlight, whistle, or tap on pipe to signal our location to the rescuers. Shout only as a last resort to avoid inhaling dangerous dust, and cover your nose and mouth with anything we have on our hand. And after the explosion, what we expect are there may be significant number of casualties or damage to building and infrastructure. Heavy law enforcement involvement at local, state and federal levels should be imposed. Health and mental health resources may be strained or overwhelmed. Excessive media coverage and strong public fear should be over the area. Workplaces and schools may be closed and there may be restriction on travel. You may have to evacuate an area. Cleanup may take many months. So dear students, in this lecture we have discussed explosions and bombings. So dear students, kindly go through these assignment questions. The first question is, what are the characteristics of a suspicious package? Secondly, write about the additional step against possible biological and chemical agents. And third one is, what are the steps taken during and after an explosion? So dear students, in the upcoming lecture we will discuss the hazardous material spills, release and exposure to those hazardous materials. So see you soon. Until then, goodbye. Thank you and all the best.